Greetings everyone, I'm Reynolds with here lesson number 3 of my fiddle lessons, the keys to the musical universe. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey Rock, if you know the keys to the musical universe, why ain't you a lot better? Good question. And there's a simple answer to that. It's because I'm not that good. But I'm getting better. Give me a couple decades and see if these pay off. The two keys to the musical universe. Number one is to slow the music down. And I don't mean just 10% or 50%. I'm talking about slow the music down 4 or 5 times and more. Slow it down until you can play it cleanly. And the second key to the musical universe, my instructor taught me, he called them squawk notes, and that's what I'm going to call them too, is squawk notes. A squawk note is if you press down, if you just touch a string, it makes a sound. It's kind of a scratchy sound, and that's what my instructor called a squawk note. My instructor had me play entire tunes using squawk notes. It doesn't sound right, but what does that do? The squawk notes teach a fiddle player how to play too lightly. After you learn how to play too lightly, only then can you play cleanly. One of the things you'll find out, even though that may not sound right to you, a squawk note, you'll find that your intonation improves, that your sense of rhythm improves, and most of all, you get control of your fingers. In order to be able to touch a string and not make a sound, and not press down, you have to learn to keep your fingers close to the strings. You lift your fingers up as little as possible, place them down as lightly as possible. Here's the normal, at least for me, whiskey before breakfast. I'll play the first couple measures. I'm going to play these with squawk notes now. It's not going to sound that good. Not that the last one sounded that great either. But I want to prove that when I practice this, I practice it, try to get control of the fingers by just touching the string. That was the squawk notes. Now the speed. For a beginning student, when I teach a student, I'm going to have them slow this down. This will prove that anybody could be a clean fiddle player. So let's slow let's slow this way down and put squawk notes in it. By doing that, you can learn. Let's just take the first couple notes. You ever see a beginning fiddle player with a little finger sticking way up in the air? You have to get control of that little finger. Even if you're not using that little finger to play notes, if that little finger's sticking up in the air, that's going to cause problems with the other fingers. You've got to get it under control. These first notes. Now maybe you don't think you could do this. But do you think you could do this? I just move this finger, this finger, this finger. Everything else stays the same. I'll even slow it down. If you think you could do that, practice that a couple hundred times. That sounds like a lot, but that's not that many notes. You could practice that easily a lot of times. Once you learn how to play that cleanly, then you press down just hard enough for the string to reach the neck. As soon as the music starts getting screwed up, you slow down again. In the previous lessons where I talked about the bowing and the fingering, by slowing it down, you can work out exactly whether you're using your wrist, whether you're using your elbow, and the height. Changing strings is one of the biggest challenges, especially in the middle of a shuffle. And if you slow things down, you'll find that you will get a feeling for how this works. So the two keys to the musical universe: slow things down, squawk notes. That's how I'm going to teach my students. Stand by for lesson number 4. I'm going to talk about the reason behind this and also some philosophy. I'm Reynolds. It's been a pleasure surfing your YouTube entertainment needs. August 23rd, 2010, Parma Heights, Ohio. Wrap with you later.